Hi there, disciples. Welcome to Emmanuel Storytime. Today I'm going to read you a story written and illustrated by a friend of mine. Her name is Jane Scott, and the book is Herman's Big Heart. Herman was born on a horse farm in Maryland. As a foal, he loved to roll in the grass and run in the fields with the other horses. Then Herman grew and grew and grew some more. It was plain he was never going to make a stylish riding horse. He was much too big. That one should be pulling a plow, people sneered. Poor Herman. He felt heavy and clumsy. As the other horses went off with their new owners, he stood in the corner of his stall and hung his head in shame. There's no reason for him to be ashamed for how big he is. Bad people made him feel that way. Then, one day, everything changed. A lady came to the farm looking for a quiet family horse that could help at a riding school for special children. Herman stood still as a rock as she got on his back, and then walked off quietly, flicking his ears and staying alert to everything she asked. As she slid off his back, she gave him a lump of sugar. "He's perfect," she said. "I'll take him." Lump of sugar. Sugar doesn't usually come in lumps for people, but boy, is it good. Anyway, Herman came to live with his new friends, Mikey and Linda. They took turns riding him and even crawled onto his broad back together. See, Herman couldn't do that if he wasn't so big and strong. They taught him to pull a carriage, and they took all the neighborhood children for a ride. Have you ever been on a carriage? I have. It's fun. Mikey even took him fox hunting. He was glad when the fox escaped down a hole. Boy, so am I. I think foxes should always escape. But it was volunteering at the riding school that Herman liked the best. He met other gentle horses like himself, and he liked all the people who worked there. Best of all, he liked the children. He knew he could help them. At first, they made him stand outside the ring and just watch. He saw fearful riders get braver and braver as the horses responded to their touch. "I can do that," he thought. "Let me try." But patience, Herman, he was told. Your time will come. Also watching by the ring was a little girl named Sally. She was so scared and frightened about everything in the world that she didn't talk. In fact, she hadn't said a word for 6 months. Herman tried to nose her in greeting, but she just shook her head and stared at her feet. Herman stood very still and quietly lowered his head until it nearly touched the ground. Finally, Sally timidly touched his nose, and soon she was petting his neck and hugging him. Then when the instructor asked if she would like to ride, Sally nodded and pointed to Herman. After she got used to sitting on his back, he moved off quietly and walked around the ring. After that, Sally came to ride him regularly and was soon doing everything the other riders did. She always hugged Herman before she mounted and patted his neck when she left. Then one day she whispered his name. Herman, her first word in many, many months. Thanks to Herman, Sally was soon talking just like the other kids. She also learned to love riding, and even after she graduated from the program, came to the farm to visit Herman as often as she could. Linda and Mikey boosted her up on his broad back, and they all went down the lane together. Indeed, Herman was a big horse with a big, big heart. The end. I hope you liked that story. And check back with us regularly because we'll have lots of new stories to share. Until then, disciples, God bless you and stay safe.